When I met the covert narcissist, I had no idea I was about to start the ride of my life. She was the friend that I had been looking for. I think few relationships are more toxic, more painful than ones with a covert narcissist. Hi, I'm Dr. Kerry Kerr McAvoy, and I'm a licensed mental health specialist with over 20 years of counseling experience, and I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. Autistic, I'd struggled making relationships with most of my life. I found it hard to fit in. This person seemed to offer everything that I was looking for. I remember feeling overjoyed that maybe I had found my best friend. She was so sympathetic, seemed to understand me, seemed to know just the right things to say, was excited to sort of in a way, she made me sort of like a project, that she was going to be the friend that I had never had before, and who didn't wanna hear that? I didn't realize that friends can love bomb you too, that it felt so good that it probably was too good to be true. It wasn't until we were in a month or 2 into the relationship when I started to feel corrected. I would get prompts on how to be a better friend, that I didn't respond fast enough or sign off quite the right way when we were texting, that I didn't leave our visits saying the right things. I started to feel inadequate and unsure and edgy. And if I wasn't available to do things when she wanted to do them, then I would get threats that maybe she would replace the relationship with someone new. Again, I didn't realize this at the time that shouldn't be happening, that I shouldn't be feeling lesser than or scared, that I shouldn't be feeling like I had to jump through hoops in order to keep the relationship stable. Covert narcissists are extraordinarily difficult to spot. They are very good at appearing emotionally sensitive, appearing like you've met the perfect friend or the perfect partner. They say exactly what you want to hear. There's this sensitivity that you think means this person has a lot of empathy. But what you don't realize is that it just is it's another form of love bombing, that it's another mask that you've met, that this person is selling you on themselves, and that there really actually isn't authentic connectedness unless it's you connecting with them. Before I knew it, this individual was moving from one crisis to the next crisis that seemed to eclipse everything that was going on in my life. Until my husband became ill with cancer, this person's drama was the all-consuming thing, and even then, when my husband was dying and struggling, this person had the ability to make that about her. She talked about what a good friend that she was, how she was showing up for me, and how she was sacrificing so much of her own family time, her own other friendships in order to be there for me. I never asked her to do that. And it was weird. It felt again, I felt guilty. I felt bad that I was taking up so much of her time and her energy, especially since I'd never asked for it. And from there, it went south. When I tried to get out and tried to leave, then I started hearing threats that she's gonna hurt herself and that I didn't love her in the same way that she loved me. In some ways, these toxic relationships feel worse because we feel so taken in. We're so shocked by the betrayal, shocked that this person's care wasn't authentic, that it was actually just another form of egocentricity. It was devastating to me. I kept thinking that I could make it work. I kept trying to talk about what was going wrong only to be met with threats and lots of drama, lots of tears until I finally would just give up, until I capitulate to this person's belief of what really happened. I just finally just gave up. It wasn't until I went no contact and broke away and really got some peace of mind that I could look back and see all the efforts to control me, the manipulation, the way that it went. This person was constantly the center of attention, because I thought that all narcissists were looking for love and admiration. I didn't realize that sometimes some narcissists are looking for pity, for sympathy, that they want to be the biggest victim. That completely surprised me. I had never had this type of experience before, so it was all new, and I was unprepared. I was completely unprepared. I knew it was unhealthy when she started threatening to hurt herself if I left, but at that point, then it was more of just trying to get out of it in the safest way possible for both of us. I still feel bad. The whole relationship makes me feel bad. And I hear that a lot from victims who've been in a relationship with a covert narcissist. They have an ability to really make us feel responsible for what went wrong. Um, the things that she was very good at was grudge holding and passive aggressive jabs and using guilt perfectly that really kept me immobilized and trapped. I spent way too long in that friendship. I realized that I ended up making her my only friend and I lost contact with other people. Again, as I look back, it had all the hallmarks of what happened in most narcissistic abusive relationships. So, couple takeaways I got from this is one is that covert narcissists are very difficult to spot. I need to start a relationship out slowly, let trust build, make sure this person leaves me feeling safe, make sure that there's room for me to have problems and express my feelings, make sure this person is not looking for me to mind read, and then that they're not going to leverage guilt against me when I can't quite show up in the way that they wish. I've also learned that I don't need to keep anyone happy, that it's not my job to fix other people's lives. If someone starts to base their happiness and health on what I do or don't do, to see that as manipulation, that's a new concept for me. I have learned that it is better to be alone than to be in a toxic relationship like this. And I'm pretty careful now about who I let in my life and who I call friends these days. I have to say, I still feel a connection, and at times I'm tempted to reach out to see how she's doing. But I remind myself to do that only embroils me back in all the same dramas before, and I don't want that. So I keep telling myself no. Have you met a covert narcissist, and what was that experience like for you? And what are the red flags that you missed in the beginning that you now know to watch out for the next time you see them? And I also would love to know what you think of this content, which is a little more off the cuff. If you like those personal stories mixed with some lessons that I learned, please let me know what you think of it. I would love to hear if you find it helpful. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe and turn on notifications.